Isn't it ironic that the United States is one of the richest countries in the world, yet homelessness is such an increasing issue that runs rampant in our society? As many as 3.5 million Americans are homeless each year. Although, yes, this is a prevalent issue in our society, people in general have a dehumanizing view towards homelessness or homeless people, causing them to separate themselves and not view it as their issue. I've heard many insensitive comments used towards homelessness or homeless people, such as people having phobias of homeless people or believing that they're dirty and lazy and deserve the position that they're in. I've also heard of people committing crimes against homeless people just for the simple fact that they're on the street and vulnerable. In this speech, I'm not going to try to convince you to give the next homeless person $5 and a hug, but I am going to try to offer a different perspective that you might not have thought about before and will hopefully remove certain stigmas commonly associated with homelessness. First off, it is important to keep in mind that homelessness does not necessarily mean the stereotypical person on the street asking for money or food, although it can be, and that is the common image. Homelessness, however, can also mean that somebody lost their job or got kicked out and doesn't have a permanent place to stay. In this current economy, people that previously were financially stable are now running into the issue of unemployment. With unemployment, it leads to people not being able to pay rent or losing their homes, landing them often on the street or in transitional housing. Also, people are being forced to take minimum wage jobs, which often do not support a lifestyle including permanent residence. According to the National Coalition for Homeless People, 44% of homeless people have jobs yet still cannot escape homelessness. Also, with poverty levels being so high in this country, people are being denied welfare such as Section 8 housing or government housing, often landing them on the street or in transitional housing. Another thing to keep in mind is that according to Veterans Inc., 33% of homeless males are U.S. veterans. Veterans are twice as likely than any other American to become chronically or permanently homeless due to things such as lack of income, combat-related physical and mental health issues, or also a lack of services dedicated to helping them in their transition from combat back into the regular society. Physical and mental health issues, which is commonly associated with U.S. veterans, are often roadblocks in getting and maintaining a job. Another very common cause that leads people to be homeless on the street is mental illness. 1/5 out of 610,000 homeless Americans, according to U.S. Today, suffer from a severe mental illness. In many states in this country, they're cutting funding for or completely eliminating services dedicated towards the mentally ill. Because mental illness often takes away a person's ability to function in a society or take care of daily needs such as maintaining a household without the proper services and attention, these people often end up on the street. One other thing is that most women that you see on the street homeless are runaways from a domestically violent situation. Often, at one point, these people were just like you and me. In most cases, they have families that love and care about them, but due to certain circumstances, might not be able to reach out and care for them at the moment. Whether it be due to an unforeseeable rough patch in one's life or dealing with an uncontrollable daily struggle, there are many reasons that land people homeless or on the streets. It is important to keep in mind the things that I previously mentioned before just judging somebody that is homeless or on the streets because A, you never know the situation or circumstance behind it, and B, you never know when it can happen to somebody that you love or care about.